Welcome to the Best Kept Secrets podcast. I'm Vida Amor de Paz, and I'm here with a beautiful lady, and she is a marine scientist. And I am so happy to have you in this podcast. Her name is Iris Segura García, PhD. Can you please tell us? You're a very young marine scientist. Where are you working in? For whom are you working? What is your responsibility in what you do? What is your job about? Let's start there.
Yeah, thank you, Vida, for having me. So I am a marine molecular ecologist. So basically, a marine ecology that uses DNA to understand the ocean. I work for Florida Atlantic University at Harbour Branch Oceanographic Institute. I lead some research on genetics to better understand marine biodiversity and support conservation and restoration efforts in Florida. And some of my responsibilities is conduct research, design research, write proposals, write publications to disseminate our results to the scientific community, but also to stakeholders that can use our scientific information to inform conservation and management actions. Also mentor students, training students, and strengthen collaborations among our collaborators.
So you were born in Mexico and you lived in Mexico City for a long time. And what made you, because Mexico City is not near the ocean, what made you want to be a marine biologist and work in the ocean?
Yeah, the culprit is my mother. She had love and fear relationship with the ocean. She loved the ocean, and she always shared with me her love and her passion for the ocean. But she also feared it. So when we went to vacations in the ocean, she was like, "Get your feet wet and get out of there because you don't know what is inside the ocean." So it was like, "What is inside the ocean? What is inside the ocean? I need to know." So I think it always cultivate like this intrigue, the intriguing and passion about the ocean. So yeah, that's when it started.
Okay, and did you have to learn how to scuba dive, how to be a good swimmer to become a marine biologist? Was this a
Yeah.
requirement? Yes.
It is not a requirement. It depends on what kind of marine biology you are, but definitely I had to at some point. I started my career, my early career, I started working with dolphins. So you don't need to scuba dive for that. There is you are in a small boat platform. But later on, when I started working with spiny lobsters in the Caribbean, that was a total requirement. So I learned how to swim better for sure, and also my university gave me the training for the scientific diving. So it was amazing. It was very novel. It's getting comfortable under the water. It's tricky, but it's amazing. It is absolutely amazing.
Must be. Okay, so you have lived in many, many parts of the world, right? Working with dolphins and lobsters and seagrasses and all that. But, 20 years have gone by. What keeps you interested still in the ocean?
The ocean itself. I mean, just the fact that the ocean has no really apparent boundaries, but nonetheless, they are the animals. The marine creatures exhibit or show us that they are different, or they can travel or not travel across these oceans, or what makes them not move or interact better with these environment than others. I mean, all these questions are like, why? I mean, there are so many questions that we are unresolved, and new questions as our environmental conditions change. That it just questions are there. No, there is no limit for the kind of questions that you can ask. But I think in the ocean and an open environment, that it just are so many questions that I would like to keep answering.
It's interesting. People might be saying, "Oh, I imagined a scientist, with those glasses and very stern, very rigid, and everything, and all full of, coats and whatever, very, very professional looking." But you look nice, that's the way you are, very casual, pretty, And
Thank you.
I imagine that, I wonder, how many hours do you spend in front of a computer and how many hours do you spend in the ocean? Is it equivalent, the same, or more one than
Yeah,
the other?
I think there is a balance and depends on the research project that you are involved at the very moment. There are some that might require more field work than others. Definitely, my day to day, I have a lot of computer work, and as a geneticist, you generate a lot of data. So this data has to be analyzed, right? So my computer hours are long. So, but I think it is a balance. I would say in a normal project, like you also have also seasons, right? That they are better to go in the field. You cannot go in during hurricane season, but if you are working with grasses, you don't want to go in the senescence part of that. We're going in the growing season, so it depends on the project. But I would say in average, um, I would 30% in the field and 70% in doing computer work, either preparing proposals, designing new projects, doing bioinformatic work, or even administrative work. No, that you as a professor you also have to do.
It must be exciting to keep you there.
Oh
Anyway,
yeah, for sure. There is no boring. There is no
no,
boring part,
not
and
boring.
yeah,
Yeah.
both
And,
parts are amazing. Both the fieldwork and computer analysis are amazing. Since you are resolving all these secrets,
yes.
right? They are all. This is
Uh-huh.
this is where the truth comes out, right? So it's
Yes.
analyzing data is amazing as well.
And Dr. Iris is a specialist in DNA. So we would like to know, Iris, tell us about what DNA is about. How, how does it deal with the animals that you are, marine animals that you're studying? Tell us about that.
Yeah, well, DNA is our ma- uh, genetic material. No, we all have it. Every single living creature in the planet has DNA, and it's kind of your ID, right? So it's your card, or yeah, let's say like your ID,
Yeah,
and it gives you all the info
it reveals everything from a plant to an animal.
to a dolphin. I mean, all and like even bacteria, even a fly, like anything that has DNA
Yeah.
has this DNA, this is genetic information that it's either like a that's your ID. So it gives you who you are, who might be your parents, who is your blood work, sorry, your blood group type, like where you come from,
What about your
everything.
enemies?
It might be indirectly, and there might be some signs in your DNA as well, um, for
Okay.
sure. DNA gives you a wealth of information, for sure. It is an amazing tool.
What has been your most challenging experience ever that you have come to think, oh my gosh, how am I going to deal with this? How are we going to make this happen? Anything that has been challenging.
Yeah, well, one of my more remote studies or projects had been in the one in Southeast Asia, in Myanmar. So it's a location, it's a country that doesn't have many resources. And so we have to pack everything, all our supplies, everything to collect our samples. And we collect thousands of samples there.
You
And
collected
so,
1,000 samples in Myanmar, right?
yeah, in the yeah, amongst them, the fishing camps.
That's something.
So, yeah, bringing everything to collect the samples and preserve them well. Um, Handling properly, and also all the export and import permits were changing. So at some point, like, well, not only we're gonna be able to bring this back to the U.S., right, to analyze these samples. But yeah, it was challenging, but it was an amazing experience to work in these remote communities in this remote ocean from us. But it was a great experience.
Am I understanding that sometimes the challenges have to deal with the governments wanting to
Oh yeah.
allow you to bring the samples back to the US?
Yeah, yeah, and I think in both sides. I mean, some countries have better regulations in place than others, but yeah, it can be challenging. Permitting for sure. I think this is not it's not a secret for anybody and any scientist. Permitting it could be challenging in any even within the same country. It can be challenging.
But now you're in 4 peers, which is great. But you're also looking at the seagrass. Why is seagrass so important here? And does it have to do with the health of the manatees, or do the manatees are the ones that contribute with the health of seagrass? Which is which?
Yeah, but it's kind of a circle thing. definitely the manatees depend on the seagrass because it's one of their main food items. They feed on seagrasses. And seagrasses here in the Indian River Lagoon, where I am situated now, they are the foundational species. The Indian River Lagoon historically was a seagrass lagoon, so all the submerged vegetation was mostly seagrass. So there are foundational species that provide habitat and food for not only fish and the manatees, but crabs and many species that they are not only part of a great a community, but also they feed us. They are part of the
Yes.
fisheries here, right?
It-
So
I-
there is an important recreational and commercial fishery in the region. So all these commercial species depend on this critical habitat, but also they help with improving the water quality, sequester carbon. Um,
no, and
and
also if you have good fisheries, you have better economy for the
Yeah,
region,
exactly.
right?
Everything is connected from
Yes.
us all the way to the seagrass and even within the sediments, like everything is connected. So yeah, definitely there is a connection. The manatees could be a sentinel species, but also other top predators like dolphins. If we have healthy lagoon, we have a good fisheries. Dolphins can feed well. They are happy dolphins. Also, we have
Manatees are
great
there.
meadows,
Yeah.
and manatees can
Yeah.
fed up on
Yeah.
these
Yeah.
of these
Yeah.
grasses, right? So
Yes.
there's
Yes.
a foundation species. That's what they are so important, and there is a lot of research currently ongoing on seagrasses.
Okay. So, which is your favorite spot that you have been in?
Whew, that's a difficult question. Um, for many reasons, of course, I'm biased. There's some places in Mexico that I have been, like the Gulf of California and the Pacific Coast, that are
Mexico? Where?
absolutely
Where in
amazing.
Mexico?
Gulf of California and the Pacific Coast are amazing. Of course, the Mexican Caribbean is not a well kept secret. It is amazing. But another side that I've been and I really have great memories, and it was just, yeah, like mind blowing, is Bonaire in the South Caribbean.
Okay. What is one thing you have been wanting to do and you have not been able to yet? A dream that you think, oh, it would be a dream come true. What is it?
Yeah, there are a few things I think, but I think one thing that it's quite exciting. I mean, I love oceanographic campaigns, like being in a cruise, in a scientific cruise is amazing. I love that, and I haven't done it in a while. So I'm just thinking sometimes like that would be amazing if I have all my best friends that are amazing researchers as well, that we can just all team up, go in a cruise ship and a cruise, an oceanographic cruise, and resolve all these enigmatic questions about the ocean. So that would be absolutely amazing. Because
I
sometimes you are like a month in the ocean, right? So imagine just being with your best friends that are also scientists. That would be fantastic.
and I imagine that if I would be you, I would be, oh, I want some time for myself too. I want some suntan. I want to relax. Do you do that?
But yeah,
Or
there
are
is
you
always
working
time
all
for
the time?
everything. No, no, there is always time for that.
Okay,
It's a good work balance for sure.
good, good. Okay, so tell me your best kept secret.
I mean, there might be a few that I can share, but I think one of the more amazing secrets that I have found lately with seagrasses, which is one of my most recent projects, is like when we look at the seagrass meadows, we see thousands of plants, right? It's like a carpet of seagrasses. And you might think like every single plant is different. It's a different individual, right? But in seagrasses, there are clonal species. So we might see just one single individual. They are clones of each other, right? So it's just a clone that
Clones,
underneath the sediment is just
really?
growing and growing and growing. And it could be just one single clone. So that's how important is the studies that I'm conducting now about the genetic diversity, finding out that if they are diverse or not. Because the more diverse a meadow is the more resilient and more potential to respond to different environmental
Hurricanes.
conditions. Yeah, hurricanes or freshwater discharges or high temperatures. So if everybody of us is eating the same, I mean grasses, but also in anybody's genetic diversity, if everybody is the same, you have the same tools to respond to these stressors or conditions. While if everybody's different, one of us might survive, or a few of us will survive because they are adapted or they are better served or function for
That
this
is so
condition or heat
interesting.
stress. So this is what is so important, these studies that we are conducting.
I never knew
So
that. I never knew that.
so
So I'm
yeah, you
learning
might just
something
see
new.
one individual,
Yes.
and it's huge and super old as well. No, but it might to be
Different
growing.
clones. Wow, that's
Yeah,
awesome.
it's just the same clone and very old for sure because it is for years it isn't growing and growing. So
Okay, well,
that's
thank you
that. I think
so
that's something very amazing.
thank you so much, Iris, for this wonderful interview. And I tell you
Absolutely,
that it's
anytime.
important for you to subscribe, to give a like to this podcast, and also to think that one of the best ways I can say that I can get people involved in what we're talking about is, for example, that if we awaken the consciousness of individuals, of people, eventually we can have a better world, a better planet, a newborn planet. So let's have everybody really tuned in to the environment and to what you have told us today, you have taught us, because if we really care for our environment, for our fisheries, for the seagrass and everything you have described, we will have a better planet, definitely. Give us last words of support for all this.
Well, thank you so much for your invite, and I hope that through my research I can share some information, some ideas of how science can help our environment and how genetics are helping to resolve these ocean enigmas and best kept secrets in the marine environment.
But definitely have been doing a great job. So I congratulate you. And please, my viewers, subscribe so you can hear more stories in the Best Kept Secrets podcast. Okay, see you later. See you around. Bye bye.